spot will go to Allie. She will be lifting in the Allie Ludwig. She will be lifting in the 90 kilo category. So we're ready to begin lifting here in the 69 Women A session. Kadesha Lopez, first attempt, 79 kilos. No lift.
Yeah, it looks like that one just got a little bit in front of her and she fell backwards on it. We can probably see that a little bit better from the side view. Now, we've talked a lot over the course of the week about I think the smart thing there to bail. We've talked over the course of the week in some of these sessions. Some of the A and B sessions were consolidated, originally slated to be 2 different sessions. So we will see some separation and some tiers within these groups. We'll see some athletes start off maybe closely grouped together, some potentially following themselves to start off the competition, which is what we're seeing right now.
Roughly a 25 kilo, 24 kilo separation. I mean, right now, Lady Solace is entered with or has declared a 100 kilo total for her opener.
That could go up.
That could go up, I would expect it to. Maddy Rogers looks like she's in with 95. That could go up, and I would expect it to.
I would guess it might.
Maybe a couple of kilos.
Maddy Rogers, I believe, power snatched that for an easy win at the U.S. University and under 25 championships.
The most we've seen her open with is 103, whereas Lady Solace, I believe we've seen open as heavy as 105, 107.
Yeah.
So, there's clearly an upper limit that is a bit higher than what we're seeing here in these opening attempts at 76, but there's a very tightly packed group in that mid-80s range, early 90s range where it can really get fun for a competition for that bronze medal. And now, Kadesha Lopez is back. Lopez of Puerto Rico, this is her second attempt. She missed her opener with this 76 kilos. She snatched 83 last year in Cartagena, but she competed as a 75, so she's down a body weight class. Here she is with 76 kilos.
Much better lift.
Come back, yeah. All right, good lift for Kadesha Lopez at 76. She's the only lifter looking for less than 80 at the moment, so that means they're going to set a 2-minute clock. She has her automatic increase in. Oh, and there's a change, 80 kilos. Surprised they didn't burn a little more time there for Lopez, but 80 kilos has been called. And right now that will bring out Joanna Palacios of Argentina.
Argentina, a federation that historically has not always sent a big team to the Pan Ams. Last year they only had one lifter, but they have a full squad.
And Joanna is one of their more experienced lifters. She was a 2016 Olympian. She placed 11th in the 63 kilo category, so she is up a bodyweight category. Snatched 83 on the stage in Rio. Here she is with 80 on her opener.
Showing her experience, very smooth, composed lifter.
Excellent technician. And I think we've said that about the Argentinian lifters every time we've seen one this week. Just very clean, very efficient technique, well coached, all of them, and it's been a pleasure to watch all of them thus far, and Palacios is one of their better lifters.
Now, we talk about Palacios as being a veteran lifter on the Argentinian squad. In fact, we've seen her in international competition going back to 2011. She's still pretty young. She's actually only 21 years, not even 21 years old, actually, 21 in weightlifting years, year of birth 1996. So that just goes to show how young the Argentinian squad is.
Good point. Yeah.
Because she's one of the more senior members.
All right, so now we are back to Kadesha Lopez for her third attempt, 81 kilos. Missed her opener with 76, came back and made it on her second attempt. This is a 5 kilo jump.
All right, that'll be a good third attempt for Kadesha Lopez. of Puerto Rico, after a missed first attempt, comes back for 2 successful ones, including a 6-kilo jump up on her opener, and that will mean Mariela Hernandez of Cuba will come to the stage. Her opener, 83 kilograms.
One of 3 juniors. We do have a youth athlete. I'm lumping them together. That is Palacios of Ecuador. So we have 3 athletes under the age of 20 in this A session. Again, along the lines of that youth movement, is very good to see. And we do have a change. 85 is going to stay on, but now it will be Yoon Se Moreno, and she too is a junior. This is her second senior Pan Ams. She snatched 88 last year on her second attempt. Opened with 84, so if this holds up, and it will not, she has moved up.
She is still a junior lifter.
Yes.
By the way, I think you mentioned that this is her last year of eligibility, and this will bring out Palacios. Yeah.
We actually have, I should be clear, there are 2 lifters with the last name of Palacios. This is Joanna.
From different countries.
Yes.
But this is Joanna Palacios of Argentina.
No. No lift there at 85. She is not the only lifter looking for 85, so, oh, she is. Mariela Hernandez just moved up to 86. So that means a 2-minute clock for Palacios.
And if you're just tuning in now, this is the women's 69 kilogram session here at the 2017 Pan American Weightlifting Championships. Color commentary is being brought to you live courtesy of barbend.com, the official media partner of USA Weightlifting. We are thrilled to be bringing you live color commentary for every session here at the Pan American Championships. And it's been our pleasure so far, but still a lot of great lifting yet to come. We're actually just about halfway through the Pan Ams right now. I think last session was officially maybe the halfway point, but we have 6 sessions left tomorrow on Wednesday, and then I believe 5 sessions to close things out on Thursday. So, so far so good. A lot of exciting lifting, a lot of exciting sessions. And Joanna Palacios, the lifter, 85 kilograms on the barbell.
All right, no lift there for Palacios. That means she'll be credited with her opening attempt of 88 kilos.
Of
No,
80 kilos.
80 kilos, excuse me.
All right, the lifter will become Mariela Hernandez of Cuba.
This is her first attempt, 86 kilos on the bar.
Cuba, traditionally a very strong weightlifting country in the Pan American region, and also globally, one of the more successful programs in this hemisphere in the
And
past.
it's nice to see them back.
Yeah. There was a couple of years there.
It was a little dicey as to whether or not they would let the team travel. They weren't showing up at major events with full teams, but now they are back.
In force here.
Yeah. Ooh.
And speaking of great technique,
That's how you start.
let's see that again from the side if possible. It doesn't get much snappier than that from Mariela Hernandez of Cuba. Wow. I don't have a lot to say about that.
No, with good reason, other than to say it was perfect. I mean, that's an excellent start. This is the first time we're seeing Mariela on a Pan Am stage. She has competed not internationally, but inside Cuba at the Manuel Suarez. That's a very big, very popular competition in Cuba. She's been there in both 2014 and 2015. You can see that she snatched 77, low 70s there, weighing 60 or so kilos, so she's up a body weight class now and she's snatching in the mid-80s. I'd like to see her north of 90. I think that's a possibility, and that shows some very good progress from year to year, even with a body weight change. All right, so now here's Laura Pinedo, of Venezuela, 88 kilos, first attempt.
Great looking lift for Venado of Venezuela, 88 kilos on the barbell. Okay, so now we're getting to the high 80s, low 90s here. We're going to see kind of that next grouping of athletes. Again, this isn't the biggest session we've had this weekend. We've had up to 16 lifters in one session, which I will say is that's packed.
In the warm-up room especially.
And yesterday, the men's 62 kilogram session, Phil Andrews was kind enough, CEO of UFC Weightlifting, was kind enough to join me on the color commentary. We had 16 lifters in that. It was an exciting session, but it is a lot to keep track of. I'll say that for sure. Okay, now Yoon Se Moreno, also of Cuba. 2 Cubans in this session. Strong looking lift from Moreno. Let's watch that again from the side. Look how high she pulls this barbell. It was almost, you almost get the feeling she could muscle snatch that. Very strong lift. Bam.
Nothing to add on that. I just want to see more weight on the bar.
Now, this does open qualification period, the qualification period for the 2019 Pan American Games, which will be held in Lima, Peru. And due to the way things kind of fell into place and due to the point scoring structure, every athlete competing here at the Pan American Championships has the opportunity to score points for their team as long as they make successful lifts.
And in this class particularly, because we only have, 14 athletes? 13 athletes.
13 athletes,
so
yeah.
all of them are potential double-digit point scorers in the snatch, the clean and jerk, and the total. That is one wrinkle about the Pan Am game qualification system, in that all points are scored, are accumulated and scored in terms of they count the snatch, the total, placement in the snatch, placement in the clean and jerk, and total.
Which means a bomb out can be especially painful to a team's qualification
chances.
chances.
It costs you 2/3 of your potential points for that one lifter.
So you might be seeing some of these athletes, especially those who might not really be gunning for medals right now, taking more conservative openers just to get on the board and guarantee a total.
Mariela Hernandez has done just that. She snatched 86 on her opener. Here she is with 90 kilos for her second attempt.
She looked very much capable of this. I expect this to be well within her abilities. Again, not a lot of historical data on her internationally.
But she's accumulating some right now. 2 for 2.
And she is fired up as she should be. That was a great looking lift. Both Cuban lifters in this session putting on a clinic. All right, this will bring out Laura Pinado of Venezuela. Venezuela, another country that is out in force during this competition. Has been on the medal stand already this week. And this will bring up Yoon Se Moreno of Cuba for her second attempt at 90 kilograms. So far, the Cubans are 3 for 3 on snatches in this session. Not a bad place to be.
There's a change, looks like 91. But that will leave her as the lifter. So once that 91 kilos is loaded, the clock will resume at 47 seconds. Laura Pinedo is sitting on deck at 92 kilos. She would be next. So here's the second attempt of Yoon Se Moreno.
Almost a power snatch on her first attempt. I expect this to maybe not look quite as easy, but she's got great speed.
She missed 90 kilos last year in Cartagena in the 75 kilo category.
That's how you do it. Well, clearly dropping a weight class has not affected her strength. If anything, it's just increased her speed. She is looking very strong. Let's watch a replay of that. I mean, look at this bar, just kind of teleports right there. Boom.
I take that back. She was a 69 last year. She went 68. But she had still missed 90, and here she is, 91 on the board. After her second attempt, she has one more to go. And now Laura Pinedo is the lifter. Venezuela's second attempt. She made her opener with 88 kilos.
All right, has to stabilize a little, takes it right to the edge of the platform, and that'll be a good lift. She had to use a little bit of the platform, but still counts.
As long as you don't step off of the platform, it's your real estate. You can use it, and she does. That white line, so you know, is also still in play. It is all right. You can step on or even over the white line of the wedge.
You have to say your feet can't touch anything off the platform.
Exactly. So the lip of your shoe can actually go past that white warning area.
And we've seen that before.
And we have seen it. All right, so now Mariela Hernandez, third attempt, 92 kilos. Currently 2 for 2, and she has made both 86 and 90 with authority. No.
Looks like the bar got a little bit away from her. If we look at the side view on that, I'm wondering maybe if her hand slipped. Yeah. More separation than on her previous attempts, certainly.
That was a strange one. Maybe she bailed.
Unclear. She looks so strong on her first two, but she'll be credited with her second attempt at 90 kilograms, and that will bring up
Yoon Se Moreno, third attempt, 93 kilos. You see our scoreboard on screen. We're waiting now, and we talk about that separation. We still haven't seen 4 lifters, but we will very soon. It looks like Carmen Torres is waiting on an increase to 94 kilos. Pinedo on her third attempt will be the lifter now. That would be a 1 kilo jump, so I don't think she'll take this. In all likelihood, we're going to see this switch to Carmen Torres for her first attempt, and I think it'll be 94 kilos. There it is. So bring out the Mexican lifter, Torres. She entered with a 225 kilo total. That was the third highest on the start list. We've seen Torres snatch 93 kilos. She has a lot of experience. She's been to a couple of world championships. She tends to make her opener in the snatch.
Has difficulties with the second and third attempts.
Exactly.
Well, that looked like a pretty solid opener.
Very good lift there.
Yeah, I mean, from her international competition history, only a handful of competitions where she's even made 2 of her snatch attempts. Has never gone 3 for 3.
Seems to have a higher success rate in the clean and jerk, but no matter, she is on the board with that 94 kilos. Which, by the way, I've never seen that she's...
I think that might be a PR for her.
No, 98.
98, okay.
At the World Championships.
Which she opened with.
Yeah, and she was a 58 back then. She's up 2 bodyweight classes from her.
All right, this will be the third and final attempt for Yoon Se Moreno of Cuba. Looked very strong in her first 2 attempts.
Junior athlete. All right, that is 3 for 3 for Yoon Se Moreno. Just a fantastic series for her. But because she is the second lifter to do 94, that will leave her in second place for the moment. And now we will go to 95 kilos for the first attempt of Maddy Rogers, and it does look like she's going to take this.
Okay, now we have seen her do this before. In fact, I believe we've actually seen her power snatch this at a competition this year. But
listen, the thing with Maddie, one of the things that she has proven is that she takes attempts that she feels comfortable in making.
And again, points are important here too. Obviously, she's going for medals, but getting on the board for Team USA, getting those points is vital.
She has snatched 106. She did that at the Pan Ams last year and in Salt Lake at the Olympic trials. I believe that is the American record. That's unexpected.
Well, you know, let's watch that again, but yeah, it just got too far behind her on that. And we've seen her miss lifts like that before, but
not recently.
Yeah, not recently. She almost seemed to stand up too quickly with it.
Yeah, not a big deal. I think she'll get that corrected. You know, it is literally over a year since we have seen Maddy Rogers miss a lifting competition. The last time she missed a lift in competition was her third attempt snatch. Excuse me, her third attempt clean and jerk at the Pan Am Games last year. She's been in 4 competitions since. She had been 6 for 6 at all of them. All right, but she will be back in the meantime. Angie Palacios,
of
first
Ecuador.
attempt.
And that looked really light. One thing I noticed about her making a fashion statement, 2 different colored shoes.
Really? Bicolor shoes, or each shoe is a different color?
Individually, her shoes are different colors.
Yes. Thankfully for my part, I was watching the lift.
Well, I like to pay attention to any fashion statements, any gear choices that the viewers at home might want to see.
All right, now we are running the clock on Maddy Rogers. Second attempt.
She's being coached today by her longtime coach, Danny Camargo, and also USA Weightlifting's technical director, Piros Dimas. Okay, so we do have a change. Rogers is going to go up, which is
1 kilo.
Maybe not unexpected there.
Yeah. Get a little bit longer rest.
And then Laura
And
Pineda.
also with this group tightly packed together behind Lady Solis, that 1 kilo could actually be a very big deal. So
certainly.
Laura Pinedo now, third attempt, 95 kilos. If she's successful, this will move her into second.
Very strong on her first 2 snatches. She's 2 for 2 on the day. This is to go 3 for 3 in the snatch portion of today's event.
No. All right, she'll be credited with 92 kilos from her second attempt.
Yeah, that one just was never really there, JP. You know, just couldn't quite get enough height on it. One of those lifts where I think the bar did just feel heavy.
Yeah. So Anna Carmen Torres, 96, will be the lifter. This will move her into the lead if successful, moved up. That brings back Maddy Rogers, and same story, nobody has done 96 yet, so that means she will move into the lead if she makes this. We're getting down toward our final few attempts here.
All right, Rogers of the United States. That missed opening snatch attempt was
very uncharacteristic. First time she's missed an opener since the World Championships, Junior World Championships in 2015.
That's what we're used to seeing from Rogers. Very smooth snatch. She is known as a good technician in the snatch.
She is a good technician, period.
And that's how you do it. Well, in the snatch especially, but yes, overall.
Perfect.
Rogers, a former cheerleader and gymnast and CrossFit athlete, quite a diverse athletic resume. I know USA Weightlifting is sure glad that she settled upon weightlifting ultimately.
She's a weightlifter, period. All right. Anna Carmen Torres.
Of Mexico, opening at 97 kilograms. Sorry,
Actually,
second
this is
attempt. Second attempt.
Yeah,
My apologies.
94, she made 3 kilo jump. And that moves her into the lead with an attempt to go. But I would not be surprised if we see a little gaming here from Maddie. I would not be shocked if you get her up to 100, 101.
Oh, I think we might even see something a little heavier than that, JP.
Got to see where the track takes you. But yeah, a lot of that will depend on what these few attempts that precede her here with 97 or what these athletes here do. So Angie Palacios has gone up. That's Rogers' automatic increase. That's going to move. She'll probably declare 98. And that'll go
I can actually
back to Angie Palacios,
Yeah.
who would be on at 98, and that's a 3 kilo jump.
All right, so this is that gamesmanship that you talked about, JP. We are seeing some jockeying for position. Worth noting, we have yet to see Lady Solace take any attempt. She's listed to open at 100. That could go up. My guess is she actually might want the rest of the field to clear before she comes on stage.
She may not have that benefit if she wants to open with 100, because I do think with these changes we'll get to 100 kilos. It's just a question of who will do it. I don't see Palacios in the doorway. And there is a change going in. So Palacios is going to move up.
Now Rogers, we can see, is still in
to 99.
the ready area.
Every one of these lifters with attempts remaining, that's Maddy Rogers, Anna Carmen Torres, and Angie Palacios, they are all angling and gaming here because they are all looking at the medal stand and they all smell at least a silver. So there is a lot of jockeying here. We've just seen 5 straight changes without a lifter even stepping near the doorway.
Yeah.
So they're going to run out of changes eventually. At some point, this chess match has to end and somebody has to step on the platform, and it looks like it will be Palacios of Ecuador with 99 kilos.
Now, this is only her second attempt.
Yes.
So even with all this jockeying, I mean, she could still control her own destiny here with a make or a miss.
She also has the benefit of having the highest start number.
Great looking lift from Palacios. She still has a lift yet to go, and you know, there was some jockeying for position, but she sends a real statement there.
Beautiful lift.
Yeah.
2 for 2 for her. Maddy Rogers has been called with 99 kilos, and she will not be on the clock for long. She has moved up. For now, 99 is staying on. Might see another change. Anna Carmen Torres of Mexico. So this would be a 2 kilo increase. And there is that change. So that means 100 kilos, Lady Solis.
Will be coming out, it looks like, for her opener. We think.
Do you see her in the doorway?
Actually, I don't. Okay. I do see some action from Rogers, though. Okay, so it looks like Rogers is standing up and will be taking an attempt at 100, yeah.
Okay, so Rogers has called 100, Torres has called 100, and Palacios has called 100, so here's the game.
Solis
Rogers has the lowest start number, so forget about Solis for a second. Rogers has the lowest start number, so she's going to do it first and play her cards out, let the others beat her if they can. So 100 kilos, third attempt for Maddy Rogers. If she's successful, you will see Anna Carmen Torres go for 101.
This is to take the lead in the snatch portion.
She currently has the lead with 96. No, I'm sorry, she's third with 96. Good lift for Rogers. And now here's the deal. If any of the 2 lifters remaining misses, Rogers is guaranteed a medal in the snatch. If any of the 2 remaining not named Solis make a lift, she will be 4th. Yes. Solis hasn't lifted yet. Rogers is in the lead. 2 more can go. That would bump her to 4th if they both make their lead.
Yeah, they both have to.
I'm
They
sorry,
both have to make
if
that.
either miss,
Right.
Rogers will win
Right.
a medal.
All right, Angie Palacios is on the clock. We don't think that's going to stay that way. Since Rogers has already made 100 kilos, she is going to have to go up in order to beat Rogers, and the bar is now at 101 kilograms.
So Torres has moved up to 101. Solace is putting in a change, I believe, right now. She's moved up to 102. So that does put Ana Carmen Torres on the platform.
And this, if she makes this, it guarantees her a medal.
Will guarantee her a medal. If she misses, I guess we're saying it will guarantee
It guarantees Rogers a medal. Yeah, that's correct. So an important lift here.
And as we've mentioned, Ana Carmen Torres makes openers, and that's it in the snatch, and that is what...
Well, no, she did make her second attempt here, but she...
Doesn't make thirds? How
She
about that?
rarely makes third
Thank
attempts
you.
in
All
the
right.
snatch. And
That was the case here.
that was the case here. And that means Maddy Rogers is guaranteed a medal. She's currently sitting in first. A good lift any makes from Angie Palacios, who currently has 1 attempt left, and Lady Solace, who has all 3 attempts left, will bump Rogers to silver and then potentially bronze.
Right. So that's what it means here. So this attempt is for a medal, and it will determine the color of that medal. For Maddy Rogers, she does not control her own destiny. But that's correct. This will flip-flop places for Angie Palacios and Maddy Rogers if she's successful here with 101. No.
And she will not be, which means Maddy Rogers is guaranteed at least a silver medal in
The snatch.
the snatch, and Palacios is also guaranteed a medal, but
It'll
it could
likely
be bronze. Yeah.
And that's why you see a very intelligent decision there from Team USA
Yeah.
to take that 100 with Maddy Rogers, and it played out exactly as they hoped it would.
Now, someone who's looking to very quickly bump Maddy Rogers off that top position in the snatch is Lady Solis here, the lifter from Colombia, an Olympian, a multi-time Pan American champion.
And a dominant force in this weight class, 6-time senior world team member, a former junior world champion back in 2007. She is, without a doubt, the top of this class in the Western, in the Pan Am Federation. And that's why.
All right, and with that opener, Lady Solace secures the gold medal for herself and for Team Colombia. Colombia out in force at the Pan American Championships. We wouldn't expect anything less, but seeing that team in action is impressive. So Rogers will be your silver medalist in the snatch. Palacios of Ecuador will be your bronze medalist in the snatch. And for Lady Solace, the question is, how much does she want to extend her lead heading into the clean and jerk?
She currently has a 2-kilo lead. She's looking to turn it into a 7-kilo lead.
Now she also has, she does not currently own the senior Pan American snatch record. That is at 112 kilograms.
And that would be a very healthy jump if she makes this 107. I don't know that we'll get there, but
Interestingly enough, another Colombian, Tulia Medina, currently owns that record, and it has stood since 2003. So it is one of the longer standing, actually I believe it is the longest standing,
women's Pan Am record.
no, apologies, second longest standing women's Pan Am record behind Cheryl Hayworth.
Yeah, so yeah, that was set in Vancouver, that 69-kilo snatch record of 112 kilos.
All right, so Lady Solace, 5-kilo increase, 107 kilograms. She is the last lifter here, only 2 more attempts left in the women's 69-kilogram session.
Solis has made 110. She did 110 at the Olympics in Rio. That was good for 4th place. She did 107 last year on her 3rd attempt, and she just made it here on her 2nd.
And JP, we talked a little bit saying you said it would be a little tough for her to go for 113 here, but maybe not looking like that today. I mean, she, you know, she's in a class of her own here, clearly.
Well, at the moment, the situation played out to give it to her. I mean,
and there we go. It was a bit of a guess on my part, but she is going for a new Pan American record with 113 if she's successful here. That will give her all of the senior Pan American records.
That would indeed, and you know, even if she misses, it's not a huge gamble. What she's saying is, I will take my 8-kilo lead into the clean and jerk and run with that. Snatching one, you know, meaning that she's got a 7-kilo lead, but Maddie will need to beat her by 8 in order to get ahead.
That's
so it's
correct.
Effectively an 8-kilo lead. And what she's saying is she'll put her chips on the table with that. And now we've got an opportunity for
our second senior Pan American record of the day
in the snatch.
All attempts that we've seen on Pan American records this competition have been from Colombians.
That's right. This is a huge lift, 113 kilos. Lady Solace. No.
Well, was not to be today. She just deadlifts it. She gives a smile. She gave the crowd what they wanted to see. And with that, we are done with the clean and jerk portion. Sorry, the snatch portion. Apologies, I'm getting ahead of myself. Of the women's 69 kilogram session here in Miami. For Barbin, the official media partner of USA Weightlifting, I'm David Tao.
Now, granted, somebody does have to make their attempts, and what it turned out to be the main attempt, or the major one that was sort of the linchpin, was Maddy Rogers' 100 kilo second attempt, or third attempt. She was the only one of the players, I guess you'd call them at the end, that delivered a third attempt make, and that was able to hold on for a snatch, even though the outcome wasn't in her hands. They had to go with a number. They went out first, because Maddie in this class does not have the benefit of a high start number.
Right.
So they played the game. It worked out her way. She is at least on track for a silver medal in this clean and jerk and total, but it's in the clean and jerk where Lady Solace really separates herself from the field, and the likelihood of the field catching her for a gold, I don't think is so great.
It's slim. It's slim, certainly. Solace has had a bit of a stranglehold on this weight class in the Pan American Federation for a number of years. She is I believe, 5-time world team member, multi-time Pan American champion. She was 4th at the 2016 Rio Olympics. So pretty impressive resume, but there are a number of good lifters in this session, and really the battle for, I would hesitate to call it the battle for second place, but that's kind of what it's shaping up to be, is fierce.
Yeah. So we're about to get things started here. The lifter is Kadesha Lopez, 97 kilos. This will be her first attempt. Lopez was successful on both her second and third attempts in the snatch. 76 and 81 kilos respectively. This will be a pretty good opener from what we've seen of her in the past. Made 99 last year, actually. Her second attempt, she missed 97. Excuse me, she missed 99 on her opener. Nice clean.
Very solid opener for Lopez of Puerto Rico.
In the moment, that will give her a 178 kilo total. That's not enough to get past. She still has 2 more attempts, but it's not yet enough to get past from the high mark from the B group earlier this morning. That is a 180 kilo total posted by Constantina Valle of Chile. I would say we're an attempt or 2 away of surpassing that. Right now we're going to run a 1-minute clock on Joanna Palacios of Argentina.
Now there are 2 lifters with the last name Palacios in this session. Joana Palacios of Argentina, and then there's Angie Palacios, who was your bronze medalist in the snatch in this weight category, of Ecuador. So apologies, folks. We'll try and refer to them by their full name, those two lifters by their full names, just to differentiate a little bit because it can get a little confusing. Two different lifters, two different countries.
So the clock is running on Joanna Palacios. First attempt looks like she will take this. Joanna was a 2016 Olympian. She made a 107 kilo clean and jerk in the 63 kilo category.
So she's up a weight class.
Yep, finished 11th overall in Rio. Wound up on her toes.
Yeah, let's watch that one again from the side. I think
that
that's
old school layback before she starts. Gets into position.
JP, you love discussing archaic weightlifting technique. It's one of your favorite topics of conversation. All right, let's see that again from the side. Look for this old school layback. Yep.
There. Nice clean, just as she was starting to come up.
That's something you tend to see more from a lot of Russian lifters actually do that. Dmitry Klokov is maybe the most famous in recent memory for doing that very pronounced layback on the snatch especially.
All right, so now we're back to Kadesha Lopez, second attempt, 102 kilos.
She's very strong in her opener. I think this is well within her ability here today. There'll be no lift for Lopez.
It's going to be a 2-minute clock. She is the only lifter looking for 102 kilos, so she's going to follow herself. You know, as we think about Lady Solace, and actually there's been a change.
All right, this is Joanna Palacios up for her second attempt at 102 kilograms, a lifter from Argentina. Much better clean here. There's that wide regrip we've talked about among a lot of South American lifters, and it works for her. She's on the board.
Very solid.
Yeah, very good effort. Really nails that after missing the first attempt there on the clean.
Yeah, and actually I missed that. She was looking for the 102 kilos, and this was her second attempt. It's very, very smooth technically on that clean. That was a great job. She had her balance right.
Yeah. All right.
Now,
Kadesha Lopez will be the lifter. Missed 102 on her second attempt. Jumped up after a 5 kilo increase from 97. So this is to go 4 for 6 on the day for Kadesha, the lifter from Puerto Rico.
Nice job. All right, good lift there.
Strong into the competition, to her competition today, and that'll bring up Joana Palacios of Argentina for her third and final attempt. I do think we'll see her come out and take this, a 2 kilo increase.
Again, had to use some real estate on the platform, but very solid effort. Like you said, very nice close to her day. And now it looks like 104 kilos will bring us to the third attempt of Joana Palacios of Argentina. Joanna missed her opener with 102, came back and made it. This is a 2 kilo increase.
Very smooth technically on the clean. going to go for a wider regrip here. Yep. Oh, and misses it behind. She's upset with that.
That will close out her day with a 182 kilo total, credited with that one. What was her second attempt?
102 kilos.
102,
yeah.
Thank you, yeah.
All right, this will bring up Mariela Hernandez of Cuba, opening at 106 kilos. So we're past that first kind of grouping of openers in the high 90s, low 100s. And we actually may see Hernandez follow herself here, even if she makes this lift, potentially.
Next attempt jumps up to 112, that's correct.
110 for Pinado.
Venado.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, good opener there for Hernandez. With that, she'll be sitting on a 196 kilo total for the moment, and as David mentioned, we're gonna see an automatic increase to 107 kilos, a 2-minute clock. Very nice. Oh, she's taking the jump up to 110, so that means we'll see the first attempt of Laura Pinado of Venezuela. Venado was 2 for 3 in the snatch. She made her opener at 88. And then her second attempt at 92 kilos. Here she is with 110 kilos for her first attempt in the clean and jerk. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Going back on her.
Let's watch that again from the side. That's a tough position to be in, and we have seen some lifters fight through that this weekend, this week, but she was not able to there, and I think made the right call in bailing forward. And you just see, yep, rocking back onto the heels. Tough position to be in.
At 110 kilos, she would be following herself, so it is a 2-minute clock that's running on Laura Pinedo's second attempt. See, we're just getting underway here in the clean and jerk competition in the women's 69 kilo A category. Lifter on deck at the moment, looking for 111 kilos, is Mariela Hernandez of Cuba. But it looks like Pinedo is going to take this 110 kilos to make sure she gets a total on the board. As we mentioned earlier, all lifts matter, especially when they're ones that will at least guarantee a total for a lifter.
And again, this opens, as we mentioned on earlier streams, this opens the qualification period for the Pan American Games to be held in Lima, Peru in 2019. And the Pan American Federation counts points in the snatch, clean and jerk, and total.
All lifts matter can be a horrible name. All right, here's Pinedo. Good
Much
comeback.
better, yeah. I really like that jerk. Again, taking that characteristic wide grip that you really only see in this hemisphere.
Take a look at this again from the side. Not so much shifting, not so much shiftiness when she gets underneath. Very good balance there when she receives that clean in the bottom position. Excellent recovery from her first attempt miss. And just a very solid jerk. That was great. All right, so now here is Mariela Hernandez with that 111 kilos. This is her second attempt. If she's successful, we'll move her into the lead in the clean and jerk, but not in the total.
Oh, and she is, it looks like, let's cut to a different camera view if we can.
Looks like
for a
she,
second.
Lost her air there.
Yeah.
Might have passed out.
That can happen with the bar getting caught on the blood vessels in the shoulders. Looks like she's going to be okay. She is up and walking off of the platform. A risk there is always that the lifter maybe hits their head if they fall backwards. But I think she was okay there.
And I'll say this: almost 99 out of 100 times that looks far worse than it is. So long as the lifter doesn't actually take a bad, headshot onto the platform when they go down.
And that's one reason
nasty.
there is nothing behind the platform.
Yeah. It looks nasty, but most of the time you just take a few minutes, you come to and stand up. I would expect we'll see her back for her next attempt. They do have to run a 2-minute clock for Mariela. And, she'll make use of that time, sit down, speak to her coaches, speak to the doctors perhaps, and then just make a decision whether or not they want to make a go of it for this third attempt. But like I said, she did get up and walk off on her own, and we do see that happen when that type of thing happens quite a bit, and I don't think it's anything to be alarmed about. And this is a moment when something like that happens and the lifter does regroup and come back out, you always see a charged up crowd. And if she makes this lift, it will put a lot of energy into the room.
And as you said, JP, that is something where it seems like, wait, the lifter's coming back out? Oftentimes they do. It is a temporary thing. It is not a lasting injury. It's not an injury. It's just
not an injury at all. Really.
It is the body's reaction to preserve itself, really. It is a natural reaction that happens sometimes, and many lifters have experienced it.
All right, so now here's Mariela Hernandez, third attempt, 111 kilos. That second attempt never happened. Good lift.
And she is getting, 2-1-4. She is getting some of the loudest applause in the room. So after briefly passing out on her second attempt, she comes back and nails it in with under a 2-minute clock.
That's right.
This is.
That's right, she had to follow herself.
This is some impressive stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, this takes grit.
Gutsy effort. 201 kilo total.
This is the definition of grit.
That's a tough lift. That's a lot of fun to watch. Good for her. And now we will see 114 kilos. Looks like the third attempt of Laura Pinedo of Venezuela. Laura is 1 for 2 thus far. She made 110 kilos after missing her opener. Electing to take a 4-kilo jump here. If she's successful, this will move her into the lead in the session. So we'll give her a 206. Sorry, she already is in the lead, and we'll extend it to 206.
All right. After a lengthy pause there between the clean and the jerk, Pinado is successful with her third clean and jerk attempt, so she will be credited with 114 kilos. And that brings up Ana Carmen Torres of Mexico at 115 kilos, her opening attempt. Okay, we do have a change, and it looks like Angie Palacios of Ecuador.
First time we're seeing her. Palacios, as you mentioned earlier, was the bronze medalist in the snatch with a 99 kilo effort on her second attempt. Clock is running for her. We have seen Palacios open as heavy as 115, open as heavy as 116 in the past. She did that in Tbilisi at the Junior World Championships in 2015. She has a history at high-level competitions of making her opening clean and jerk, so I would not be surprised if she puts this away. Excellent start there for Palacios.
All right, this will bring up Yoon Se Moreno, who is also opening, 116 kilograms. This is Moreno.
Never singlet up.
Oh, yeah, she forgot to take her shirt off. The collar might run into some issues there. She's so focused in on the lift. Can't blame her.
All right. Moreno, second attempt, 116 kilos. Excuse me, first attempt, 116 kilos. She was sixth after the snatch. Solid all the way around. Excellent lift there by Yoon Se Moreno.
And she is the only lifter who has made who has the chance to go 6 for 6.
Right, she's the only lifter who went 3 for 3 in the snatch, yeah.
So she's the only lifter who's made all her attempts today. So maybe a little quietly, she's not sitting, was not sitting on the podium after the snatch portion, but very quietly putting together a great competition.
Something you like to see if you look at the scoreboard, there's a lot of blue on it, blue representing made lifts, and all but one lifter thus far has made at least 2 of their snatch attempts.
That's correct, yeah.
Nobody has bombed out, and that's what you want to see in a competition. Granted, there was a little bit of missing going on. Good old-fashioned gravity storm, as our friend Sean Waxman likes to say, toward the end of the snatch competition, but overall, far more successful lifts than makes thus far. Successful lifts than misses. Boy, it's getting late.
It's we've been at this for a little bit.
This is the kind of thing you want to see. And now Ana Carmen Torres, first attempt, 120 kilos.
The lifter from Mexico. She had an opportunity to be on the podium for the snatch, but was not able to make her final snatch at 101 kilos, which would have knocked Maddy Rogers potentially off the platform. But right now, here she is, 120 kilos. Nice clean. Again, that wide grip on the jerk.
Nice.
It's not something you see a lot outside of the Western Hemisphere, but a lot of athletes here this week taking that wide grip on the jerk, and it's working for most of them, Let's check that from the side. Another thing about that grip, it really allows athletes, and I think this is a good example, to get that head through and secure the barbell over their center of gravity.
All right, so now we're back to Angie Palacios.
5 kilo jump.
5 kilo jump, and if successful, this will move her into the lead.
We only have 2 athletes yet to take clean and jerk attempts. Those are Lady Solace and Maddy Rogers.
She made 120 kilos just a few weeks ago. I forgot to mention she was in Tokyo at the Junior Worlds. She made 120 on her second attempt. She has made 120 on her second attempt again. All right.
Very good looking clean and jerk there. Really no doubt on either of her lifts. And that'll bring up Yoon Se Moreno of Cuba for her second attempt. She's taking what looks like, yes, a 5 kilo jump.
As well. She opened with 116, was successful.
So we're going to get through the majority of lifts by everyone not named Rogers or Solace before we see Rogers and Solis.
Right. Nice. Solid again, 2 for 2 for Yoon Se Moreno.
That was a great looking lift. Let's take it to the replay.
See this from the side.
Has to chase it forward a little on the clean there, but not too bad.
One thing to pay attention to, watch this back leg, watch her back leg at the jerk. Straight and almost opened up a little bit. One thing you do like to teach is to have your back leg, be on your toe.
But it works for her, and she punches that barbell up, and 5 for 5 on the day so far with 1 attempt left to go. All right, so there you see the scoreboard. We're a little more than halfway through. I'd say 2/3 of the way through the clean and jerk portion of the women's 69 kilogram session. And if you are just tuning in, this is the 2017 Pan American Weightlifting Championships. Color commentary brought to you by barbend.com, the official media partner of USA Weightlifting. It's been myself and JP Nicoletta for much of the week, but we've had a few extra special guests as well, including Sean Waxman, USA Weightlifting CEO Phil Andrews. Danny Camargo will be joining us tomorrow. Kevin Doherty was on the stream.
And now we've got Ana Carmen Torres, second attempt, 123 kilos. All right, excellent job riding that double bounce. That will be a good lift. See this from the front. She turns over on this clean, and instead of getting a first rebound, she gets a little hop right there and the second.
And that's a fairly common tactic. It does take a lot of time to learn that.
It's a thing you have to know how to do. And, some people it comes naturally, but she did that perfectly without really being able to make the first push. She got that rebound anyway off that second hop, and it really worked good. All right, so now Angie Palacios. This is her third attempt. If successful, she will move into the lead. $222 kilo total.
Great clean. Solid jerk, but 3 white lights, okay. She looked like she might have had, let's see that from the side, looked like she might have had a little forward momentum. I'm not sure if her feet were ever really in line there, but she gets a down signal and the judges give it to her. So she'll be credited with this lift that you see on your screen right now.
So for Palacios, See her finishing off this jerk right here. Maybe a little shoulder, but it was okay. I'm glad that went her way.
Yeah.
For Palacios, Angie Palacios, 5 for 6, 222. Bronze medal in the snatch, but it looks very likely that she will not make the podium in either the clean and jerk or the total.
I mean, a lot can happen. We've seen
Yes.
crazier things this week so far.
But it's not looking great overall.
Right. But she is going to score some big points for Team Ecuador there.
So now we have the third and final attempt of Yoon Se Moreno of Cuba, 124 kilos. She too has made both her first and second clean and jerks, 116, 121. If successful, she will move into third in the total, first in the clean and jerk, and polish off a perfect 6 for 6 day. No.
Well, that just got a little too heavy for her, and never really had much of a chance to sneak under that barbell. You can see it here from the side. Yeah, it looks like she might have cut her pull a little bit short there, JP.
Yeah, and not to be for her with that 124 kilos, so that means she, like I mentioned, will finish with 215 kilo totals, and 215 kilo total, and it looks like we will see Maddy Rogers for the first time. 125 kilos will be the weight for her opening attempt.
Now, this is something we've seen Rogers do before. We're used to her opening a little lower, actually.
Somewhere between 122 and 129. So this is sort of right in the middle with 125. This will give her a 225 kilo total. Over into the lead.
No doubt there. That'll be a good lift for Maddy Rogers, opener at 125. Moves her into first place overall.
Anna Carmen at the moment would be next with 125, but now we're looking at the replay on Rogers here. Just another day in the office there for Maddy.
All right, and this does bring out. All right.
Automatic increase.
There you go. Rogers is still.
Torres moved up before the clock started on the 126 for Rogers.
So we will be seeing Ana Carmen Torres before we see Maddy Rogers again.
There's the change.
Here we go. 126 kilos. And she will.
That's possibly not called correctly. I am confused. No, that's right. Yep. Same thing, double bounce.
Grind on the clean. Let's see if she's able to reset for the jerk. This would be huge. Oh my
wow.
goodness, and the crowd erupts.
That was a lift.
And with that, she moves into second place overall, which guarantees her an overall medal.
That was a clutch spot right there.
So even though she snatched significantly under some of her competitors, it seemed, she is guaranteed a spot on the podium. She's going to be a Pan American medalist. Guaranteed a clean and jerk medal and an overall medal. We're not sure what color either of those are yet.
Right now, Lady Solis will be introduced at 130, but Maddy Rogers is in the ready way, meaning No one expects Lady Solis to actually open with his 130 kilos.
She can't be bothered with such weights.
And there's the change going in right now. We see the Colombian coaches making a change over at the Marshall's table. Maddy Rogers is in with 130 kilos.
Now, Rogers is guaranteed a silver overall here in both the clean and jerk and the total. She is your silver medalist in the snatch, so she's guaranteed at least silver across the board.
She made 130 on her second attempt at the U.S. Nationals a couple of months ago.
This would extend her lead, and it would also give her the lead in the clean and jerk.
Better than her opener. 2 for 2, Maddy Rogers, 130 kilos.
All right, now Lady Solis will be your next lifter in all likelihood. Of course, as we can see on this replay, Rogers' lift, very solid, very good. All right, Solis will be your lifter as we watch this replay of Rogers' lift. All right, now we see Lady Solis of Colombia. She is a 2016 Olympian, got 4th in Rio. This would lock up gold across the board, this opening attempt.
She has 143 kilos, so this is a get one in to win opener for her. Last year in Cartagena, she did open with the same 131.
Lady Solis showing the crowd how it's done. Maybe not the easiest looking clean and jerk we've seen her take, but
likely secures the gold medal.
That's right. It does not officially secure the gold. Rogers still has one lift yet to go, so my apologies for jumping the gun there.
But in the total, I think that all but does it. So
oh yeah.
We're going to run 131 kilos on Maddy Rogers. What that does is put Lady Solis.
But with how she looked there, I mean, that clean and jerk didn't look light for her.
No.
So Rogers has a shot to at least go for a gold.
Make it interesting here with
for
the third attempt.
Yeah.
We've seen Solis, like I said, do 145. Maybe she's not in peak condition, but sometimes a lifter with this caliber of experience, sometimes a lifter who has done all that Lady Solis has done, sometimes she needs heavier weight for the motivation to amp it up a little bit.
We saw it yesterday with Luis Mosquera.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like 133 is what Maddy Rogers is going to take here for her third attempt. Guaranteed silver medals.
This would
give her a 233 kilo total, which she did in Orlando back in December.
The American Open there. I believe this ties her international competition clean and jerk PR.
Pan Am's last year.
10 on the clock.
Wow.
Great clean from Rogers. Let's see if she can stick the jerk.
As the weight gets heavier, she gets better, and that's why she is the best in the USA. Maddy Rogers, 5 for 6, 233 kilo total. And silver medals across the board here at the Pan Ams.
And with that, maybe a situation and a position we weren't sure Lady Solis would be in, but she has to answer. It's interesting. Rogers, who got into weightlifting looking up to Solis as her lifting role model, if you will, or lifting hero, now going lift for lift with her on stage in international competition. Now this lift, Solis has already locked up the overall gold.
Right.
This lift would get her the clean and jerk gold. And with that, Lady Solis of Colombia locks up gold in the snatch, clean and jerk, and total. Another weight class victory for Colombia.
They have medaled in the total in all but one weight class, that being the women's 53.
And you talk about a dominant performance. They've showed up in shape. They've been exciting. A new senior Pan American record for them, for Jason Lopez in the 77 kilogram class. It's easy to forget he's still a junior lifter. And then Lady Solace, one of the most accomplished weightlifters in this hemisphere, arguably, I'd say top 5 most accomplished active weightlifters in the Western Hemisphere right now.
4th place finisher at the Olympics. I mean, you just can't say enough, but you can say she has loaded 140 kilos for her 3rd attempt, and that was her declared weight.
So this is, I guess, a training lift for her.
You know, both jerks were solid, both at 131 and 134.
You know, the cleans looked a little heavy, but at the same time, she is not a lifter who gets that incredibly fast bounce out of a clean, and she never really has.
Okay.